Good, happy Wednesday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. First up, man found guilty of killing Manchester man to be sentenced later in May. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
A man found guilty of murdering a Manchester father back in 2015 will be sentenced later this month. A jury recently convicted Adrian Stillwell of first and second degree murder. Prosecutors say that he shot Michael Pittman to death outside his Granite Street apartment. They say Stillwell thought that he was a snitch, but authorities say Pittman never provided any information to police.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Layoffs at Manchester school blamed on declining enrollment. Manchester School Board has voted to allow the superintendent to lay off a dozen employees due to declining enrollment. The cuts will primarily affect Queen City high schools and will include a mix of full and part-time positions. Half of the layoffs are to part-time foreign language facilities at Manchester Central and Manchester West high schools. Other cuts include English, social studies, science, business, music, and vocational teachers. State data reveals cities, towns hardest hit by overdose deaths. Massachusetts officials reported more than 2,000 people died from an opioid-related death last year as the focus of the epidemic continues to shift towards the genetic drug fentanyl. Data from the Department of Public Health shows 1,933 confirmed opiate deaths and estimates that another 136 deaths will be confirmed. That averaged to more than 5 deaths per day during 2016. Fentanyl was present in nearly 70% of the deaths last year, a nearly four-fold increase from just 2 years earlier. By contrast, heroin was present in about 1 of 3 deaths last year, compared to as many as 3 of 4 in 2014. Data shows that 45 cities or towns had no deaths in 2015, had at least 1 in 2016, and another 50 downs had increased in the last 50% year over year. Treasury, Governor reach deal to keep road projects on track. Maine State Treasury Terry Hayes says she will reach an agreement with Governor Paul LePage to avoid delaying road construction projects this summer. Hayes said Wednesday she's giving in to LePage's demand to pursue a request for a proposal for a state bonding agent, but only after construction bonds are issued in June. She says she wanted to avoid a protected fight that could imperil jobs. The Republican governor said he thought the request was underhanded because the boarding agent wrote a proposal. Hayes, an independent, denied the accusations. LePage said he printed the Treasury Corporation. LePage called it a proposed disagreement, not a political one. Now let's take a look at where your stock markets closed this evening. And here's a look at your stock markets right now. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the red and went down. Your S&P 500 index closed in the green and went up. Your Nasdaq closed in the green and went up. Our USS 2K closed in the green and went up, and VIX closed in the green and went up. Nasdaq post record close and 5-day winning streak as Streets shrugs off FBI director's firing. Equalities closed mixed Wednesday as investors designated President Donald Trump's firing of FBI Director James Comey. The Nasdaq Composite rose 0.1% to notch a record close and a 5-day winning streak. In firing Comey, Trump creates Watergate level crisis of confidence. The president who thrives on crisis has created the biggest one yet of his presidency. President Trump's decision to fire James Comey creates a crisis of confidence around the federal government on a level that most likely hasn't been seen since Watergate. With the tangled threads of Russia influence, the most recent election, and an active FBI investigation, Trump's move will test loyalty and focus a movement on trust for his Republican allies and his Justice Department. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday night. Good night, everyone. Bye.